Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999, part of the RSG crew. Welcoming you to another lunch stream. What's the lunch stream, you may be asking? Well, that's where we hang out with you good folks for the next hour or so. Answer questions, have a good time, do roster reviews, kind of get into the nitty gritty of what's on your mind, and bring you some entertainment for the next hour, something to listen to during your lunch hour, wherever you may be working at. Let's introduce everybody. We've got some of the crew here. Dr. Finn is in a meeting. I don't know if when he'll be here, but hopefully he can come join us at some time. We've got the soulless one, Stanley Red, who will be scooping up your questions and monitoring chat.
Hope everyone's having a good day.
That's right. We have Grim the Mechanic.
I think I'm here again. There we go.
Okay, well, let's try that again. We have Grim the Mechanic.
Howdy.
Who has made it clear he hates the rants on RSG. Also, we have from across the pond, we have the one and only Mike.
I love the rants on RSG.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. And today is Mike's anniversary, so happy anniversary, Mike.
Yay, happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
What anniversary is this?
22nd.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. I know. Long time. I'd have got a lot less if I just shot her at the start.
Well, you know. You're not wrong. And of course, the lovely Dana DeSimp is joining us today.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Dana. Dana is a little winded because she's been doing squats.
Hey.
That's right. She's doing her exercises.
Yeah. Yeah, working hard.
She's got to maintain that itty bitty body she has. Good lord. Teeny tiny. All right. I think that's everybody. Did I miss anyone? No, I think we're good. Yep, that's it. So I guess the rest of them will join when they can. So we will be doing a roster review today. Then if you have questions, go ahead and get those in. Stanley will scoop those up and we'll get to them. If you guys, if you saw yesterday, I did rant. So if you haven't checked out that one, I think we all ranted yesterday. But if you would also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Give us a thumbs up on the video. It helps get the video out there. It helps us with monetization. Also, if you want to help support us directly, we do have our Patreon. I want to thank everybody that has already given to the Patreon. It's very, very humbling, and we very much appreciate it. We use all the proceeds go directly into making our equipment better, making the stream better, doing everything to bring the quality entertainment that you guys like. And we will continue to do so. As long as you guys keep supporting us, we will do that. All right, so today we are doing a roster review, and we are doing, who is this person? DSP. I don't know who this is. Who is DSP? It's like I know the name, but I don't know the name. It's weird. I'm not sure what's happening. Dana, do you know DSP?
I might know him. Actually, I do. I think I scooped him up from your Discord.
Oh.
Yeah, a while back. So he is one of my guild members.
Yes, he is an Empire.
Unfortunately.
Empire Vanguard. What? Oh, is Grim's throwing some shade there?
Wait, what is that, Grim? What was that?
Yeah, Grim.
Oh, I said unfortunately.
Oh, he just doubled down.
Huh. We'll see about that, unfortunately.
Oh, well, everyone say goodbye to Grim.
Bye, Grim.
She has spoken. Everyone say goodbye to Grim. No. Let's see here. DSP wants... Let's see. He is the Sith Raid with a focus on P2 mods and ships to beat Ship Table 5. Next data, I've got 3 of them. Alright, so Sith Raid with the focus on P2. He wants to look at mods and ships to beat Ship Table 5. You know what? I've been doing the Ship Table 5. Let's talk about that for a second. So, I just started it because I've been focusing on Scion. I finally got him to 7 stars. So now I'm going back in and I beat 5e. So what I've kind of found from Mike, you can kind of jump in on this one because we were talking about this earlier, is that you need the counters to those teams when you're doing fleet battles. Like the first one is a Mace fleet. I went in with Chimera the first time with my roster, heavily, my PvP team, and got wrecked. And I'm like, okay, I've got to rethink this. So I went in with Executrix and all Empire team, ships, and did my lineup that way and destroyed it. I mean, is that kind of what you've been seeing with this? I mean, I don't know if you've cleared all of them or what your thoughts?
Yeah, I have restarted it all now.
Nice.
But I sailed through running who was it? It was Biggs, Silencer, and TIE Advanced. I was running those three under Tarkin, and they work really well because basically up until you start the fifth lot, your Silencer is one of, if not the first to go. You stun them because they're all quick ships as well. You stun their damage dealer, or if they've got a TIE Advanced in there, basically you stun anything that's going to target lock you, and then you just dispatch them and work on the other ones, the tankier ships, and that works really well. As you move further into the fifth node, it gets harder.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I think I did it just with Geos in the end. I switched over to the 3 Geos. I do have a maxed TIE Advanced reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So it throws out all those damage over times and defense down and just makes life so much easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you say, it's working out. Right. So first things first, you're either going to waste 10 crystals or 20 crystals doing the battle just to see what the hell it is that's hitting you and how fast it's hitting you. And then you need to reassess and then put the ships in that can withstand the first salvo.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I went in there, I'm trying to think of who I went in there with. I think it was, I didn't use Biggs. I used Scimitar, Silencer, and I used a regular TIE Fighter, right? So,
yeah.
And I put the Scimitar's ability on the TIE Advanced, and he was just countering, and they were missing him when they did shoot him. So, but I used that under Executrix. I didn't use that under Chimera because when I brought TIE Advanced off the bench, I was like, wee! I was like, now we're cooking. Because then they just started racking up damage, and having for that first battle against Mace, I had to use 2 of them, but they sure made it easier. That big hit from Executrix with all the ties going in.
Yeah,
and that made it so much easier because Chimera just cannot do that. It can get rid of one ship, maybe damage some of the other ones, but they've got so much protection and stuff. It's ridiculous. So those are the kind of things you have to think about, right? You can't go into this thinking, well, I'll just use my PvP team and I'll be great. Well, that's not quite how it works. In some cases you can, but in some of those battles you got to think, what can I use? If they're just going to run all mace crap and just be doing protection and stuff like that, I need to hit hard. And
they're level 87 or something as well,
right.
Aren't they? They're not 85s. They're yeah. So you've got the fact that you hit them and you think, did I just swip a blaster for a fly swat or something? Because they're there. Is that all you got? Yeah, that is all I've got. Go away now.
You don't have to be a dick about it. I mean,
Yeah.
So let's look at DSP. So that's ships, and it's Galactic War Thursday, but maybe I'll go do the ships battle, and we can talk about each one and see what lineup I want to try. Because the next one is against Executrix, and I'm thinking my Chimera fleet might do really well against the Executrix fleet. I don't know. We'll have to look at it, and we'll play around with it. So we'll play around with that, and that's more DSP. You just gonna have to, based off your ship roster and stuff like that. But you asked about Phase 2 teams. So there are a couple of teams that you can run. Looking at your roster, it looks pretty damn solid.
3.3 million, yeah.
Yeah, same as mine. So you should be in a really good spot. Okay, you've got Hermit Yoda. Listen, no, you have Wampa at 12.
Wampa.
Oh, there's Finn. All right, you need to get your Hermit Yoda at least to gear 11. Now, there's a team, Finn, if you want to talk about, since you're here. Look, everybody, it's Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman. Obviously, First Order is a team you can use, but there's also the Wampa team with Hermit Yoda that you can use in Phase 2 if you want to talk about that.
All right. So the Hermit Yoda, you can keep him. You want to try and get him higher. The higher, the better. But you can actually deal with him at gear 10.
Yeah, he's
and gear 10 is fine because you have the pieces that give you plus speed at gear 10. So you've done what you need to there, which are the two thermal detonators there, the Mark 6 ones. So the teams kind of vary. It depends on what you want to run. You can either go with the Kenobi lead or a Boba lead. So the two teams revolve around the combination of Wampa and Hermit Yoda, and then you add whatever lead you want, but then in addition, you need a Sabine for the armor shred, and then you do a Thrawn in order to do the fracture, in order to reduce his speed and prevent his counterattacks. And so the team is either a Kenobi lead or a Boba lead, with Hermit Yoda, Wampa, Thrawn, and Sabine. That's the first team. And essentially, you'll just keep on getting Wampa to attack repeatedly and do damage. Looking at your characters here, so you do have your Wampa, you have your Hermit Yoda, so you're good there. You have a Kenobi, you have a Thrawn, and let's see where your Sabine is. Your Sabine is 7-star gear 8, which is fine. Now, what you'll have to worry about with Sabine, and this may require you to do some RNG runs, is that she survives enough for you to do armor shred 4 times, ideally. And so you do need to try and get a... you need to try and get her not hit, and you need her in particular to have Kenobi taunt more. So that's the benefit of Kenobi team versus Boba team for you, and it's that... The problem is you're going to need Kenobi to go as much as possible taunting in order to protect your Sabine, and if Boba is your lead, you may have a higher time to do it. Ideally, you only need 2 armor shreds with Sabine, because on raid bosses it's minus 50%, and so 2 becomes minus 100%. You're pretty much done. For whatever reason, when you add that 3rd stack or 4th stack, I don't know if you guys have noticed it too, it seems like the damage goes up, and I don't know why. But try to get as many stacks of the armor shred as you can, but minimally you need 2. And then, yeah, because your Sabine is weak, I would recommend going with the Kenobi lead. And so you have that team for phase 2. Right. If you can save your Hermit Yoda, right? So I can manage to use Hermit Yoda 3 or 4 times in phase 2. All with teams that can do reasonable damage. The next team is your Emperor Palpatine team. And it's Emperor Palpatine, Vader, Nihilus, Scion, and Hermit Yoda. And it seems like a weird combination. Let's see if you have all the characters first.
Does not have Scion 7 stars.
He doesn't have Scion 7-star. Okay, so if you get Scion 7-star, then you'll be in good shape. If you don't have it, actually, the team ends up being a little bit less useful, because you do want the attacks on Scion, so it gives the, especially with some of the other characters that do debuffs, and so you can actually fuel Nihilus a little bit more. So potentially what that team does, Emperor Palpatine lead, Vader, Nihilus, Scion, and then Hermit Yoda. You put the Master's Training on Nihilus so that you can call him to attack somebody that has a buff, and then when Nihilus removes that buff with his basic, it reduces the cooldown of his Drain Force. With this team, you do not want to kill the adds. You want the adds alive. A few reasons. 1, additional targets for the Drain Force to reduce the cooldown of Annihilate. 2, you can actually get dots on them with Vader, which means that when the dots expire, you get turn meter for your entire team. And 3rd, actually, there's a few reasons. 3rd, Emperor Palpatine can put shock on them, which means when you get to the point that you have a shock on all 3, you can just attack Scion, and that gets Emperor Palpatine 45% turn meter, because he gets 15% from each shock target. And then lastly, Scion can put pain on the adds, which means that they are going to attack Scion when it's their turn, and then give him reduced cooldown on his revive ability. So those 4 work together, and then Hermit Yoda is basically to heal, keep everyone alive, as well as Master's Training in order just to get more attacks on Scion, but in particular Darth Nihilus attacking somebody with the buff and basically reducing the cooldown of his Drain Force so you can speed up the Annihilate. You can potentially get 4 Annihilates. I've gotten 4. I know some people with a little bit better speed mods, because I don't switch mods anymore on the team. If you can get faster characters, you can actually get 5 or 6 annihilates and do quite a bit of damage with that team.
What's the typical average of that team?
You can get about 1 million pretty easy with that team if everyone is once you get your Scion to gear a 7-star. Yeah, you should be able to get 1 million. So you do want Hermit Yoda on the team. I've tried it without Hermit Yoda, like I've had him die. The team doesn't work out quite as well. So you'll want to try and save your Hermit Yoda as much as you can.
That's science.
And you can get more than that too. I've gotten up to 2 million. Like 1 million was kind of a bad run for me. So you can get anywhere between 1 to 2 million pretty easily with that team. Then another team is the Machine Gun Leia team. Again, you can use your Hermit Yoda on that team. That one is Akbar, which you have at gear 11, which is perfect. Princess Leia. Where is this Princess Leia? Princess Leia is gear 10. So she's probably going to be too low to be super effective. It may be a team that you can just do a little bit of damage on. So Akbar, Princess Leia, Hermit Yoda, Shore Trooper, who is gear 10. So he's also going to be a little bit weak. And then you'd ideally want another tank that taunts. Kenobi is a really good one, but you're using Kenobi with the Wampa team. When I drop Kenobi from that team, my damage does go down on the Machine Gun Leia team, kind of goes down to about 500,000. But if you put Kenobi on that team, you can get a lot more. He's more valuable on the Wampa team, but while your Sabine is weak, you want to run Kenobi instead of Boba Lead. And if you do Machine Gun Leia, then you want another tank. Strangely enough, one of the best tanks to go along with Leia in this team is good old Clone Wars Chewbacca. And that's because he has abilities that don't attack. So his Defiant Roar heals him. His taunting doesn't do any kind of attack to anybody else, and that's what triggers Akbar. So Clone Wars Chewie is actually a really good tank in this team. Not to say to level him up. I see you have him at gear 8, level 76. So don't bother actually doing it for this team. It's going to be kind of a little bit of a ping extra damage type team. But you want a tank that can taunt minimally. So I use Sunfac usually with that team. But any other taunting tank that you're not using in another...
really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the last team is First Order with Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Kylo Ren unmasked with regular Kylo Ren. First Order Stormtrooper, First Order Officer, and God bless you.
Sorry.
And last but not least, Executioner. And really what you're doing there is you're just sending Executioner in to Kassan chop the snot out of the Scion. Just whack, 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 whack. That's all it is. I mean, it really, with the assist and everything, the turn meter you're getting, I mean, it's super easy to, you can use your hit with your regular attack one of the mobs, get his health, then, go hit Scion. I mean, it's a really effective team. So those are 4 teams right there from Phase 2 that you can use depending on your roster, and we've given you, that you can use in Rock and Roll, that you can really kick ass on. So that was Phase 2. We talked about the ships and the nodes, which we'll look at here in a little bit. He's got 3 Zetas, so he wants us to look at mods and his Zetas. Anybody looking at his mods?
I've had a look at his mods. There's some questionable mod choices, unless he's doing something that we're unaware of.
Well, bring it up.
Right. So mod wise, I first of all, what I did was I went speed set, secondary speed. It's got 51 secondary speed, so I can see that he's working on his speed sets, getting those. Yeah. So there was a couple of queries I had. He's got 32 secondary speed, divided between a protection with plus 17 and a defense star thing, whatever, with 15 on Night Sister Acolyte. Now, if he's using that, then fair play. But otherwise, he's got a 15 speed on a Jawa. He's got a 15 and a 16 speed on a Jawa. And when I scroll to the bottom, his final diamond speed with 11 is on Ugnaught. Now, I'm just thinking that maybe redeploying some of your mods could benefit you. I think that you've got a lot of mods where you have played around and tried various stuff out. It's whether or not you're using them all. You got a plus 11 on Cody. Are you still using Cody? You could well be in Heroic Tank,
No.
but and you've also got a plus 12 crit chance triangle on your Night Sister Initiate. So there's a few mods there that I would query. Are you using them? If you are, then carry on.
Even
but
if you are, they need to be moved. You don't need those mods.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got some fantastic secondary speeds. I mean, as I scroll down, Ugnaught is the last one on page 1 of 10 with 11 speed. So he's got a lot of secondary speeds, 328. So they're there. You're going to use some credits, I would suggest, and redeploy.
Yeah,
and as we always say,
remod your whole roster, but you need to have your best mods on your arena team and then work your way down a little bit. So, and you can use GG as a page. I know it's a pain in the ass, but if you just take the time to do not all your characters, but the teams that you use frequently, right? Start with your arena team and then work your way down. It shouldn't take you long if you use GG, right? You can actually, as you do each squad, put the squad in there, then those are the mods I can't touch anymore, and then take it from there.
GG and a pad and pen. Mm-hmm. Just make notes of who's got what where, because that's the other thing, and focus on one character at a time. So it might be that you're going to remove all the mods off of that character, or most of them.
Sure.
And then you're going to go to 5 or 6 other characters, strip those away. Now, if they're not highly used characters, leave them be and go back at the end and just
throw some mods on them.
Stick the mods back. Yeah, any mods on there.
Especially if you have speed, like low speed mods or low mods with speed in your inventory that you haven't placed yet. I'm doing that a lot now with some of the characters I've taken to 50, where I'm just like, okay, these are like 3 speed, 4 speed. I just throw them on characters so that they show up on GG. So, but that's a good way of doing it. So you can see what you have. But yeah, you want your best mods on your characters, especially for your arena team. And it sounds like if we're missing some secondaries that could help your arena team, then that's what we should be looking at. All right, Zetas. Anybody looking at Zetas? Fail.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Let's say fail. All right.
Yeah, I have it open. So he has double Zeta. Which ones? Oh, so I'm trying to see which ones he's missing. So he has Plague. No, he has the lead on Mother Talzin and double Zeta Asajj. So he doesn't have Plague Bearer.
So we need Plague Bearer. That's one.
So that's one potential one. He has Roll with the Punches on BB-8, and he has 2 Zetas on Jedi Training Ray. Sure. So he's good there. He has It Binds All Things on CLS.
Sure.
He has Number Crunch on R2. So he has that one. He has Han Solo. He double Zeta Grandmaster Yoda, so he went pretty invested. If you're invested in Jedi, potentially consider a Zeta on Bastila's lead. He has Jin. He doesn't have Scarred on Kylo Ren.
Oh, that's another one.
And he also doesn't have anything on First Order Stormtrooper.
Oh,
so if he wants to on First Order, those are 2 right there. Let's see. He has Nihilus and Scion uniques. He has lead on Emperor Palpatine.
Good.
And he has strength flows on Hermit Yoda. Yeah,
Good.
I mean, you have quite a few here that are good ones. Nothing that's really a bad one except the double Zeta on Grandmaster Yoda. I don't know if you did that right after his rework or something. So, he's not bad. Don't get me wrong. He's still good.
Yeah, that's still a good team.
You can still use that, but the Jedi team seem to do better with Bastila's Zeta lead. So if you are investing in that, consider doing that one potentially. And yeah, Kylo Ren and First Order Stormtrooper if you're going to work on your First Order.
They're really creamy. I didn't hear Wampa.
He does have a Cornered Beast on.
Okay, I didn't hear Cornered Beast. Okay, good.
Yeah. So he has. So that's 4 Zetas that we mentioned, right? So it's Plague Bearer on Mother Talzin, the Leader on Bastila, Scarred on Kylo Ren Unmasked, and then First Order Stormtrooper. Yeah. I think those 4 would probably be somewhere amongst your next Zetas. You don't necessarily have to spend all of them at once, obviously. It just depends on what you want. So those would be those. And then also save for Traya if your Traya is coming soon.
Yes.
Wait, what's that? I heard what?
That's,
oh god! Oh god!
That's dancing.
But dancing. Oh god!
Yeah. Oh no, god. That's right. She moved away. Whew.
Oh, all right. That was a close one, Mike.
Yeah. Heaven. Oh, you're in the same guild as Grim.
Who?
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
Yeah, because you're the next one down.
Yep.
I was just scrolling through the Zetas.
Yeah, that's why I said unfortunately at the beginning.
Trying to incur the wrath of Dana, who had to leave because she had to go take her little boat trip. So, all right, DSP, you know where to find us if you have any other questions. I think we covered everything with that. So let us go. It is Galactic War Thursday, but we wanted to look at these ships.
Shippy whips.
So I've already done the first battle on the hard node. So we're on 5B, and 5B is Executrix with Biggs, Advanced, and regular TIE Fighter. I'm thinking my Chimera team that I use for PvP with Slicer might be good here. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah. Because you can
stun Advanced.
Stun Advanced. Yep. Advanced is the only one with a guaranteed target lock on it.
Mm-hmm.
Stun Advanced. Get a target lock on their bigs so that you can use your big special to rip it a new one.
Let's see. Let's do type advance. And then reinforcements, I've got Boba Fett, Scimitar. Who else can we put in here? I always like Poe. And you know what? I like Cassian's Ewing. Not gonna lie.
Cassian's, have you maxed out the reinforcement on that? I do love the fact you get.
I had the first one. I don't have the second one on them.
Yeah, I did that. I did so many ships that I'm like, why did I do that? Like I did the Geonosian Spy, which puts 2 fake taunts onto enemy ships, but now I run them in my main fleet, and
we're
it's
going
a
after
complete
TIE Advance first. Well, let's if we get a chance. Okay, they're just this turn meter. They get to go first thing is really annoying.
Yes.
All right, stun Vader. Let's go kick his ass. Burn him. Shoot him. Oh, I have Executrix. I didn't put Chimera in. I'm an idiot. Well, let's see if I can beat it with this team. God damn it.
Hopefully you can ability block.
I did. I just got all 3 of them.
I'm behind you.
If nothing else, enjoy the background because that background is awesome.
It is pretty cool.
Oh, it is.
Shall we do questions while you're doing your Combats Ranger?
Yeah.
Nathaniel Miller, question: any response yet from CG over last night's rantathon? Note, I consider said rant-thon to be well-deserved and mostly reasonable.
They will not.
No.
I don't know. The only thing I was pissed off about was not getting any wine and getting any crackers and chips with the wine last night.
Oh, see, this is the Grim talking shit Finn.
Who are you calling a cracker? That's racist.
That's right. I'll have you know that Finn is very, very brown.
That's true. I'm a toasted cracker.
No, me on the other hand, I'm watercolor, so that applies. You can call me saltine.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel Miller, question: why is Stanley considered soulless? It's because I'm a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, he's a ginger. He's not a daywalker like me. He's full-blown ginger.
Who tits managed to get to turn even more red yesterday, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's her backdoor man.
He wasn't just red haired. He was actually a redhead. His whole face turned red.
Yeah. It was glorious.
And that's all the questions that we have so far.
Really?
Oh, that reminds me. I need to put a question
All right,
up.
now we're at 5C. All right, so this is the Akbar team. I think we're just going to keep running with what we got. If we lose, then we'll mix it up. Executrix seemed to have done the job. I don't know what the... There, I think it says damn gingers. I just want to know, Grim, why you hating, man? You're part of the RSG crew, man. Why you being a bitch?
Because I can.
No, Finn, I'll let you deal with that.
Me, I'll let Ouchie deal with it.
Oh, that's true.
See,
When in
now
doubt,
I'm
run.
afraid.
When in doubt, run to Ouchie. That's my motto.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, okay, this is ridiculous. They all get to go like that? Kiss my ass.
Yeah, if you guys have questions, put them in the chat. Make sure you put question in there so Sanely can find them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't. I mean, we know they listen. We don't necessarily expect a response when we rant and stuff. And well, there is anger associated with sometimes. We do try to be reasonable with what we're suggesting.
Not me.
Well, you were, as
I
much as you
wasn't.
tried not to be.
I know. I try not. But,
But yeah, so I mean, they basically spent the entire weekend doing a mea culpa with the fact that they messed up the way that it's. But the problem is, as much as it's nice to get the apology, the problem is it's not the first time stuff like this has happened, where they just kind of roll out something too quickly for their own good, and they really should know better at this point. So
And it impacts because there'll be players that think, well, why bother now? If you're about to nerf him, why am I investing, this time in farming him, blah, 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 gearing him, well, maybe not gearing, but there is that impact. That you would think by now that they would know that, if they come out with some sort of large statement like that, it's going to have impact across the game.
Well, I think the main thing that pissed a lot of people off, me included, was the fact that in the beginning with like Zombie, that it's a real strategy. The devs even what was it? Cozy said it's a legitimate strategy. It's working as intended, and then now they're saying, it's not working as intended.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't.
That's what's pissing people off the most.
Yeah, I mean, but they didn't say it. I don't know how to differentiate. You're not necessarily wrong, but they didn't. Cozy said that the strategy was valid and it wasn't an exploit and it was working as intended, which is all true, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't working as intended. I think it just wasn't their intent to ever have a character that was beneficial by not leveling him up. And the problem is they took so freaking long to address it. It's not like Zombie is a new character. This has been going on for so long. And there's a lot of people, including myself, that was annoyed with the fact that you can, you keep a weaker character in order to gain benefits. Like, that's just silly. So, I mean, I don't know what took them so long. And then after all that time, they address it when it really has nothing to do with Zombie in the Critolite post. Like, there was just so much that went wrong that weekend. It was a very bad week for CG, honestly. Starting off with, it was 1% of the player base, which was more than we suspected, getting all those extra mods. So we're going to roll everything back on those 1%. Good luck. Right, Ranger?
Let's not get me started again.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some questions now.
Okay.
Chewy, question: when do you think you'll be doing the cams for everyone? I was actually thinking about it right before you said it last night. Also, the Eternal Twins are coming. Ha 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 ha.
So, camera-wise, we are getting a new setup. Ranger's getting a new setup. And so that will allow us to do, hopefully, 2 monitors more effectively for Ranger. Because right now his current laptop has some issues whenever we try to do the 2 monitors. So when he gets the new setup, we will get all that figured out. And then the next thing is getting all of us cameras. Minimally, I have mine and everything set up. Grande is currently moving, so his may be a little bit difficult for a short while here. Loki is usually traveling around that time because he's West Coast, but we are working on getting a camera for Miss McVenom. So hopefully at least the three of us, myself, Ranger, and Miss McVenom, will be on the stream actually on camera, and the other ones will be on by audio. So we're looking soon. We're just waiting to get the new setup. We have to get all that done. And then the Patreon that we have set up actually helps with a lot of that because we can get better conferencing than Skype. Skype has been a major pain since they forced it into the Windows Store, and then you can't keep your desktop version. It's causing all kinds of issues, and there's less compatibility now between Skype and OBS. A little bit. This is a little bit more on the technical side, but we are looking at other possible solutions, and that's where a lot of the Patreon is going to go in order to help us with bettering the stream.
DSP question: 5D normal or the hard one, or 5D the hard? What? 5D normal the hard one, or 5D hard the hard one? LOL.
I don't know. The number one was fine. This hard note one is kicking my ass. I just lost back-to-back battles. I'm going to think about this.
Yeah, nothing like the hard one.
People are saying hard a lot in this stream.
No, it's hard not to.
Mike Hunt question:
Oh God.
Do I gear 12 Paplu or Chirpa? My Paplu needs 3 pieces, which I have one of, which is needed for Chirpa 2.
I would say Paplu because he's the tank.
Voltron.
You're not wrong.
Get that tank as beefy as you can. And plus, if you're... So, Mike, are you planning on... I don't know what your status is, and it's really early. I'm assuming you're not planning on Gear 12 plussing him anytime soon, right? Just Gear 12?
Kazakagi, too easy.
Wait,
question...
Is Mike here? Where's Mike?
No, he left.
Oh!
He has his anniversary today.
Okay. So, especially if you're... I mean, I doubt you're putting G12 plus on your Paplu, but yeah, go with the tank.
Kazakagi, too easy. Question: after I finish gearing Night Sisters, should I finish gearing Troopers or First Order?
Either's fine. Whichever one makes you happy.
Troopers, to help your guild with Imperial Probe Droids.
Oh, there you go.
Assuming you're not beating it already. If you can beat that mission, then who cares, and just move on to First Order.
Yeah. You're not wrong, Finn. You're not wrong.
Ski Trooper, question: Biggs +2. Reinforcements, Plo Reaper all max. Need to fill 2 starters and 1 reinforcement from either Vader, Imperial, TIE Fighter, Silencer, or Biston's U-Wing. Vader is max reinforcement.
Vader and Imperial TIE Fighter?
Yeah.
Vader max reinforcement is fine, but you want a different squad in the starting lineup. If you're running Biggs, you almost 100% need Vader because he is a guaranteed target lock. Without that guaranteed target lock, you're going to run so much RNG. And
unless you have Umbaran.
Right, but yeah, you could run Umbaran in the starting lineup, but that's kind of a very low damage lineup. It's going very tanky, trying to survive. Yeah, I would go with Vader.
Well, I was just saying because Umbaran also has that irresistible target lock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. Vader, his reinforcement is awesome. Not in arena, though.
Todd Mayowette, question: I just put the Zeta on Bastille Elite and Grandmaster Yoda Battle Meditation. Should I Zeta Hoda, Strength Flows next, or Ezra?
Strength Flows, that's his big heal, right?
Yep, that's the one that gives protection.
I'd do that one because that one's amazing.
Yeah, you can use that in other areas too.
The only yeah, I agree. Strength Flows.
Sorry, you will agree, Finn.
Damn straight I will. Next question.
Where my Skype go?
Chewy, question: would you invest in Solo, KOTOR, or Bounty Hunter tunes first?
Ooh. Bounty Hunters, because Dengar is the character of the month.
No.
Yeah.
I am spending my resources on the solo tunes because Young Han and Young Lando I really like their kits, and they deal a crap load of damage.
Yeah. Dengar's character of the month. I think there's a legendary coming at the end of the month, so I would say get your Bounty Hunters ready.
Stama Osbuff, question with your Twitter question on last night's stream, the 2-sentence pitch for episode 9. You read everyone else's, but what are some of yours?
Ooh. Interesting question.
Mine is where all the porgs are eaten by Chewbacca and we get to see joy and bliss on his face. And Rey will have a double-bladed lightsaber. Send your response.
Okay, so the first sentence would be Rose and Leia both die with Leia becoming part of the Force and Rose drowning in an ocean.
Jesus Christ.
And then the second one would be a new Emperor Porg rises and rebuilds the Death Star and destroys all humans that try to eat it.
My pitch is that Luke was dead the whole time.
Oh.
You're going Sixth Sense on Star Wars. God. Oh man.
I'm just surprised no one liked my Kylo Ren versus Galen Merrick one.
Oh no, it was good. I like that one. The blue lightsabers and Star Kid.
Mr. Pennypinch, question: I literally put the last Zeta on AV and got her to gear 12. Should I ask for my gear and Zeta back?
No,
this way
good team. It's a good team either way.
Yeah.
No, do you need no overreacting to the Night Sisters? Let's be honest.
Dude, here's the thing. Even if they nerf Zombie, Night Sisters are still going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we think. Let's not... Come on, guys. Let's not go crazy here, because they could really jack that up.
No, you can, because you can run the Night Sisters without Zombie, potentially.
Possibly.
I mean, you can pretty much do the same thing you do with Zombie with Scarif Rebel Pathfinder. Just so you know. Because when you res, DACA puts a buff on whoever is resing. So Scarif Rebel Pathfinder will just res again, and then it automatically has a buff. So if he dies again, then you can just res him again. Like he auto-reses repeatedly. The only thing is he won't be able to resist Annihilate, so that becomes the one downfall. But other than that, I mean, Night Sisters are still good. Asajj, Talzin, and DACA, that trio is all you need, and Night Sisters can roll forward really nicely.
Revenator, question: thoughts on the new pay-to-play team for territory defense that Mobile Gamer tested? Kira lead, L3, Vandor, Chewbacca, Zalbar, and Emphas Nest, and fighting it without using Sith Triumvirate.
Yeah, no, it's a good team. It's also part of the loop that they were mentioning regarding Kira plus Emphas Nest. So, I mean, it's a good team.
Ski Trooper, question: 1 reinforcement slot left, Silencer or Phantom 2?
What do you...
Depends on your starting line.
Yeah. As much as I love...
Went over that.
Oh, that was the Biggs and that combination needing 2 in the starting lineup. Yeah, then I would go with Phantom, because Phantom will do a target lock when it comes in. That goes
if you have the reinforcement maxed.
No, the ability. Phantom has an ability that comes in, and then you can put a target lock on a ship, even if it has evade, because it's not an attack. It's just a straight target lock.
Yeah, good point.
Ability. So it's a nice ability to have, and then you can bring in another reinforcement. But to be fair, I have Phantom's reinforcement maxed out, and I have a hard time getting the timing right. Because weirdly enough, if you're using Chimera's ship abilities are really good. Having one turn without its abilities has been throwing me off all the time. Like, I don't get the heal when I need to. I don't get the Vader assist to attack. And then if I'm using Phantom, I don't want to not call the ship because, I mean, that's the whole reason I put it in there. So I've kind of not used Phantom with Chimera because I like Chimera's ship abilities a lot. And I can't get the timing right and find it beneficial. So, yeah, it depends on your lineup, but I do like the Phantom ship. So I would say Phantom.
Can always tell when Chrome is in the call because you hear him sparking up a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think you do.
Zane Cairo, question, what is everyone's favorite lightsaber form? Personally, I like DM So and Atreyu, though I feel I would use Sorsu.
I like to be the master of all 7, including Vapad.
You know, lightsaber combat is cool and all, but I prefer Terraskazi.
I see your
What was the
Terraskazi
one-
and go all 7 forms of lightsaber combat and kick that ass.
So whichever one GK used against Anakin.
Oh, that's Form 5, right? Or Form 3? Defense 1? Sarutsu?
No, that's called the High Ground DLC.
Oh, stop it. I have the high ground, Anakin. You're gonna speak my power. Oh, Jesus.
I like form, shoot first. Kazakage, too easy. Question, Ranger, how would you feel if they released a marquee event for Malik next week?
I think I can speak on behalf of everyone in the community, like, not no, but hell no.
It is way too soon. The characters aren't even in free-to-play locations yet. That's why Dengar being the character of the month seems to imply that it's bounty hunters, because Bosk was put in early last month or late the month before, somewhere right around there. So it's just about time to get your bounty hunters ready, and you'll probably want to have or need a Bosk for it.
And we're caught up on questions again.
Nice.
Let's just talk about our feelings and stuff.
I get very sad when people make fun of my porg.
Why? Why is that, Finn? Because you know they're right.
No, because the porgs are adorable, and all they want to do is be your friend.
Do they?
Oh, speaking of, hey Finn, how much was that Tiny Tina Funko? Because I'm very tempted to. I'd
or
like
something?
to get my hands on that one.
I think it was 25 or 30 or something like that. By the way, my answer to your question, Thane, is Vapad. I love the Vapad. That's my form. Although, you know, with the whole no, go ahead.
David Bond, question, who do you think that bounty hunter legendary will be?
So I hope that is Django. Is probably going to be Aura Singh.
That would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Cyberbully 42W, or is it 42 Whiskey? I don't know. What do you prefers? I'm level 75, 2 months shard. Where can I find a decent guild to join?
Well, you can come to our RSG Discord. We have actually a place where you can go for people that are looking for guilds. Am I right, Finn?
You are correct. There's also a few other places. So the forums, if you haven't been there, can help. There's also the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes recruitment Discord that's also available. So there's a few different places you can go. But I would start with our guild recruitment because we do have people looking for people of all different kinds of levels. In fact, the fact that you're saying you're level 5 or 75, I think Zabif just posted something.
Immunity 2 is searching for players.
Yep, and 65 plus. There you go. So there's one there. So you can go on there. You can scroll up. It was posted yesterday. Zabif is looking for people in Immunity 2. So I would say check that out.
Matthew Simpson, question: what would your farming strategy be once somebody has all the event-based tunes?
Farm the rest of the characters.
Mhm.
I don't know what other restrictions you're looking for. But yeah, I mean, I would try and farm. The only exception would be Cantina. If there were some crappy characters left in Cantina, you can maybe wait and farm mods instead. But hard nodes, just farm characters that you need. Just keep on farming the hard nodes for them, for characters with shards there. And yeah, and there's only one in the fleet, so it's only going to be Scion. So if you don't have Scion, finish Scion. But yeah, more characters.
More thoughts.
DSP, question: Young Han have big potential in Sith Raid or Tank Raid?
Yep, but RNG based.
I think he does, because he's like all the other stacking characters, to where the longer you have him in the fight, the harder he hits. Just like Asajj and First Order Executioner.
Yeah, it's just a lot of RNG with them. I mean, I don't know if you saw it before too, and most people wouldn't want to do it, but you can get as much damage in Phase 3 of the Sith Raid with Chex Mix with Han Solo from the raid as you can from Veteran Han, potentially. But it's so much RNG. So, yeah, you can get potentially damage. It may be an additional squad that you can use during a topple rather than during the non-topple and then getting counterattacks. But, yeah, more RNG. And I hate Phase 3 anyways. So much RNG as it is. A little more...
Well, it's like, oh, yay, she just isolated my OG Han for the third time in a row.
Yeah.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. Throws phone against wall.
DSP, question: Cad Bane and Zam rework / contracts?
Yes, please.
I'm going to say no.
Well, when you think about it, though, they just released a bunch of stuff for Jedi. And Cad Bane kills Jedi.
Yeah, that's right. Say, shut up, Fan.
It would be logical if they were to, actually make Cad Bane not suck.
So they're, fourth attempt at making him not suck?
That's right, Fan. Shut up, say.
Hasn't worked before.
Oh, and they'll nerf Newt again.
Of course, that goes without saying.
Kazakagi, too easy. Question on hard node farming: is it smart to refresh nodes or not? I just been farming Holdo, Scion, Bosk, and Taco with my 600 energy.
Yes, the 50 crystal refresh is the best one, and you want to make sure that you're not spending additional crystals in order to get more energy. So only the 50s all the way through. So you can do 50 crystal refreshes of your energy plus 50 crystals on... You might be able to even do 2 of the hard nodes. And yeah, that's fine. You might want to avoid doing Scions, because Scion you already kind of have 2 nodes at, because you can get him from Fleet. So you might want to do Bosk. And actually, because it's Holdo and Rose Taco, unless there's something else you want to do, you can do actually Scion. I don't know if you're trying to force Holdo or Rose, but yeah.
Revenator, question: when are we getting more Tuskens? Only has 2 other minions to fight alongside him in his faction.
Do we really want more Tuskens?
Well, I'd say we won't be getting any more of them, because Anakin killed them all.
Oh.
I want a Jedi.
And not just the men, but the women and the children too. He killed them
They're
like animals. Kazakagi, too easy. Question: who would you farm to 7-star? First, a Sith Assassin, Sith Trooper, or First Order Executioner?
Executioner. Then Trooper, then
Executioner.
Yeah, Executioner.
So this is, I'm assuming this is for late game. So yes, in that order. If you're a newer player, I might say Sith Assassin in order to work on your Sith Fighter if you're having difficulty with big ships.
Reveneer, I really just wanted to hear everybody say.
Let's see here. What was Auror's mate, Finn? Burr, I think it was, right?
She-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra.
Ah, yeah.
She-ra-ra-ra-ra.
Ski Trooper, question. Ranger sounds a little down. Can we get some Kermit before we go? Yay.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here from Sesame Street News, and today we're going to talk about anger. Yes, anger. Yay! Yesterday, Ranger ranted a lot and used potty language. Can you say potty language? I can. Because CG has got their head up their ass. Yay!
Let's go a different direction. Hey, Ranger, you know who the boss of EA and CG and all this is, right? It's Mickey. How do you think Mickey would have yelled at CG yesterday?
Oh, well, what's this about changing the Night Sisters? Oh, what kind of communist are you? Oh, it's all about the players spending money. You dickholes! Now, if I'm going to tell you to do something, you better do it!
That was awesome.
And that's from the boss.
Vengeance is mine! Oh! Oh boy.
God. I think we need to do something regularly.
And that's all the questions.
Oh, that was awesome.
I try to entertain best I can.
Revenator, question. Status update on Kermit's finger?
Oh, I can tell you. Oh, I cut that thing off. Oh. See if you ever foul Miss Piggy again. Oh.
Oh, wrong on so many levels.
Jedi Gunny, no. It is not confirmed we are getting a Bounty Hunter Legendary event yet. We're speculating based on Dengar being the character of the month. By the way, can we get Sherrod Het? I want a Jedi Tusken in the game. They're doing a Tusken rework. Get a Jedi Tusken.
I want Embo. Kazakage, too easy. Question, can we get a Donald Duck impression?
I could not do a Donald Duck impersonation. That my brother can. He does it perfectly. So we always would sit there. He would do Donald Duck, and I would do Mickey Mouse. I think my dad would throw up whatever he was eating at the time. He was laughing so hard. I think once we started talking about porn at the dinner table, he was Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse like, oh, I sure do like the girl-on-girl action. Oh boy. And then he's throwing in his Donald Duck.
I love Donald. I have a fuzzy Donald in my closet.
I bet you do, Finn. That doesn't shock me at all.
He's all round. It's a chibi Donald. It's fantastic. It's a chibi Donald Duck. It's like my favorite thing. He's all round and fleshy.
Just awful. All right, I think that's it for today, right?
Yeah, we're coming to 1 o'clock.
All right, so I'd just like to thank everybody for being here today. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We will be back tomorrow from 12 to 1 p.m. to do Ross reviews and answer all your questions. I hope we brought you some entertainment for the day. If you haven't checked out, make sure you check out our Patreon if you'd like to support us in the back end. We'd be much appreciative of that. Remember, come this Saturday, we got the Jedi Academy at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. is usually where we run it. And then Saturday night on the RSG Mature channel, it's a separate channel, we have the RSG Mature stream. And then Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we will continue our D&D campaign in the Forgotten Realms. So I think that covers it. So on behalf of myself, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, Grim the Mechanic, Stanley the Soulless One, Mike, who's out celebrating his anniversary, Cone Cobra popped in here as well. Who else am I missing? Dana Descent was here, so she's out on the boat somewhere. Thanks everybody for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Come join our Discord if you haven't already, to come hang out and have fun with all the great members of our community, over 1,000 strong. Help answer your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes questions and just have a good old time. So everyone have a great rest of your day, and we will holler at you later.